up at a house call. Just an accident? We think not. Live from the Techtv studios in San Francisco, it's the Screensavers.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Screensavers, a show we believe should be performed piped to the gills on caffeine and sugary products. That's Leo Laporte looking under the table.
At your knees.
It's not a kilt,
It's
Leo.
not. What is it? Camo
It's
shorts?
a pair of shorts. I could have gotten this by management, but no, you had to make a big deal. You're angry because you don't own any
I'm
shorts.
jealous. I don't own it.
Or
Well,
because you're not as tasteless and defashionate as I am.
you want to know why I don't own shorts?
I've seen those pasty white sticks
This
of
is
yours.
why
Chickens
I
mock
don't wear
you.
shorts, ladies
Oh, no,
and
I take that
gentlemen.
back. You do have calves. You need to get one of the white things. You
This
look
is
like a
where
Monty
we bring
Python
you.
character.
That's quite enough of that. This is where we bring you the coolest new stuff, answer your tech questions, and all this week we have been dedicated, not only this show but the whole channel, to helping others. Today is no exception.
Right.
We Help Others Week. We're going to wrap it up with a big Geek Fest.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, our winners in the Geek Fest are coming up. But first, let's take a look at the
news.
top tech stories of the day. So
As selected by Leo.
you and me. You had something to say. Don't blame me.
I know. As selected by us.
Bus.
Ladies and gentlemen, Annapolis.
U.S. midshipmen, like any other young college-age person, they have a yearning for online music, and sometimes they perhaps go a little too far. In this case, the Navy has cracked down on music and video file sharing among midshipmen at the U.S. Naval Academy. They seized 100 computers from suspected piracy, and they're punishing them with demerits, loss of privileges, and leave.
That's pretty serious. Remember, this is the United States Navy's military academy. This is a place that is founded on honor.
They have
and a very specific code.
honor code.
The Navy's really ticked off
Honor
at the
code.
middies for this.
Yes. The spokesman for the MIDI had this to say, "Arr, me matey, arr." No, he didn't. No. Taking advantage of a fat T3 line, arr. Midshipmen were swapping music and video files with abandon, even attaching some large hard drives to store even more files. And in fact, they were getting traffic from all over the world coming to the Naval Academy for your copy of Madonna's latest hits. RIAA has actually been pushing hard on ISPs across the country to shut down this thing in college campuses, and you know there were a couple of lawsuits. Well, this probably is one of the reasons the Naval Academy has decided maybe we ought to clamp down on this.
So remember, boys and girls, subtlety and just
subtlety and just don't tell anybody you're doing it. No, that's not right. Honor code.
Right.
It is very different if a MIDI does it versus somebody like me who has no honor. If you know what I'm saying. I wonder if they downloaded that new Madonna song. Have you heard that?
this? It's not really a song per
So what did
se.
Madonna do? This is clever, I think.
This is good. This is how
do you
far.
think you're doing?
What?
Okay.
That was it. Let's hear it again.
What the do you think you're doing?
In an attempt to thwart
We had to
music
bleep
pirates, Madonna has posted decoy files of some of the songs from her latest album, American Life.
Yes.
So, you're online, right, Leo, and you're looking for files. Leo, not that you would be looking for Madonna, but if you were, and instead of getting the fabulous new hits you were looking forward to stealing because you're too cheap to buy them, you get this.
What the do you think you're doing?
Oh,
Whether Madonna's move will
Wash her
simply
mouth out with a
annoy
soap.
users enough to spend the rest
She
of their
probably
life.
like it. Actually, the file, right, we downloaded them, and, you know, you might say, well, you would know that that's going to be short. Oh, no, she was smart.
Yep.
One of them, it looks like a 6-minute MP3, and one of them looks like a 1:09 MP3. So they really do look like real full-length MP3s.
I think it makes up for that whole sex book debacle.
What the?
You know what I mean? She's back on the bleeding edge, folks.
I have to kind of admire that, especially since the album's not out yet. So if you're downloading that song, you really know you're pirating it.
Well, they learned with Eminem's last album, it was the #1 looked up album on the CDDB database.
Before it had even come out.
Before it had been released. That's how heavily pirated.
Now, by the way, when it does come out next week, fans will be able to download the album in digital form, but Madonna has banned her singles from being included on legitimate subscription music sites.
Right.
So there will be a way to get it, and it won't say that.
We hope.
What do you think you're doing?
I don't know. That just makes me hot. I don't know. Is it just me?
John, join us, potty mouths that we are, from Clean Cut, Cleveland, Ohio.
Hey, John, how are you?
Pretty good. How about you?
We're
Excellent.
doing great. What can we do for you today?
I had a question. I'm looking for a program that allows me to run and/or author a motion desktop similar to the Mac-based backlight.
We showed you
on Monday's Call for Help.
Yeah, we showed
This
you
is
backlight.
cool.
I'm going to show you backlight because I love it. Right now, what we have is
a great way to waste clock cycles.
Linux can do this too. Unix has always done it's something about Unix and the way the screensavers work. You can run screensavers as a desktop, and that's what's happening right now. By the way, it's a simple command, a terminal command, but we did show on Call for Help a program called Backlight that makes it even easier. And I could choose any screensaver. Of course, it does take up a lot of CPU cycles. Watch this. This is really cool to have this in your back. And that's your desktop.
Wow, man.
So we've shown before a download of the day called Drempels. Drempels that does this. It's like on Geisworks, right?
Is it yeah, it's geisworks.com/Drempels. Is that a screensaver or is it an actual?
It's a desktop
replacement.
Yeah, there isn't, as far as I know, a way to take your screensavers and make them desktops in Windows. But this Drempels thing is actually cooler, I think, than I can't. I must have typed the wrong URL. Let's Google it. How can you author them, though? That's a very interesting question. I mean, I don't really.
Are you looking to build an application like this from scratch, or you just want to find something that'll run your screensavers on your desktop, John?
Well, I'm really into Windows customization. I was wanting to make a background like TiVo.
Right.
Or that one that you guys had for the Xbox hack.
Right. Well, so this is the Drempels one. It's a screensaver and a desktop enhancer. You might want to look at Object Desktop from Stardock.
Right.
Because that allows you to really, I know our internet connection is terrible today, so we're going to see a lot of half-finished pages, I'm afraid. That's kind of the Drempels. There's a little bit of what the Drempels desktop looks like, but it swirls and moves, and it's really beautiful. Stardock has created a really great way to customize. If you're into customization, well, I had Stardock up. If you're into customization, John, you probably know about this, Object Desktop.
Yeah, I've already got the window blinds and some of the others.
And that's probably the best way to put animations on your desktop. I mean, they have the hooks and everything. If you want to do your own, it's really a great way to go, I think.
Great.
Have you found? Let me ask you: are you using XP, John?
Yeah, I'm using XP Pro.
And how have you found the reliability of Stardock to be?
It's been running flawlessly.
Okay. So it must have been either me or an earlier version, because I had some problems with reliability. They really had problems in earlier versions of Windows, and remember we had the Stardock guy on, and he said it was much better.
It's a surprisingly non-trivial task, actually.
Oh, man, think about it.
Yeah. In Unix, it doesn't seem to be that big a deal, but
there's something about Unix, because I guess it's because it's inherently a multi-user operating system, although NT is too. I just love to be able to have these screensavers. Again, you can't do this unless you have a lot. This is a dual gigahertz machine. We also you have to have the Quartz Extreme enabled, which means you have a fast, video card to do something like that. But I think that's fun to have in the background. Yeah. Hey, thanks for the call, John. We appreciate it.
Great, thanks.
Yeah, it's great to have you on the show. Don't go anywhere, folks. Speaking of, by the way, if you search for screensavers on the Google, what do you get? Us. That's because we're the screensavers. We've been out on the road helping the community with their tech dilemmas. Kevin went out. We'll see if his mission succeeded a little later on in the show. And after the break, Brian is there he is. You ready, Brian? You feeling good? He's one of our 3 Help Tournament finalists, and they're getting ready to battle it out for the title of our very first honorary screensaver. This is going to be tough. A tough round coming up. Stick here around. Stay here. Woo!
The Screensavers is presented by Infinity, makers of innovative high-performance premium vehicles.
Revolution or evolution, and they don't know how to react. So they stare or whisper or peek out living room curtains. Because anything or anyone with such confidence and flair makes them wonder, maybe to win.
Introducing the 315 horsepower all-wheel drive Infinity FX45.
My dad taught me 2 simple rules about car care. To take care of the engine, change the oil. To take care of the fuel system, add STP. When your dad is Richard Petty, you tend to listen.
Okay, thank you.
Found the perfect house? I think so. Where are you getting your loan?
Our friend knows this mortgage broker.
How do you know it's the best loan for you and not the mortgage broker? We don't. Well, at ENunn, you get a personal loan consultant who's not driven by commissions on the type of loan you choose. So you get the right loan at a great rate.
That is a great rate.
Nothing should come between you and the right loan. That's why there's ENunn. Apply now at ENunn.com or call 1-800-ENunn35.
Are you finding it difficult to run your business due to underperforming computer systems? Gateway can help. Call now for our special trade-in, trade-up service. No matter the brand, we'll take away your old computers and replace them with more productive ones. And for a limited time, we'll double the trade-in value of select computers toward the purchase of powerful, network-ready Gateway E-Series desktops featuring the Intel Pentium 4 processor. Take advantage of new levels of efficiency and performance from Gateway.
And now, it's another Techtv Help Month tip to win a $500 gift certificate at TechTVStore.com.
I love Windows XP, but I hate the way it groups similar applications on the taskbar, stacks them all up. If you right-click on the taskbar and select Properties, you can uncheck this feature. Now you've got all your Windows buttons spaced out over the taskbar.
That's the help tip. Now log on to TechTV.com/help. Take the Techtv Help Month quiz, and you could win a $500 gift certificate at TechTVStore.com.
Oh, my goodness. All week long, we've been showing you clips from our finalists in our online help tournament. You remember how this went. They got on the message boards, answered people's questions. You voted online for your top 3 based not only on the quality of their answers, but artistic presentation, class, style, and brains. Now it's time to see what kind of smarts they've really got in a live showdown on the air. That's where the rubber hits the road. Here's how it works. Our 3 finalists are connected to us right now via Netcam. We've got the questions one by one, 5 text questions for each. They'll have 5 seconds for each answer. The one who gets the most right wins. And if we do have a tie at the end, we have tiebreaker questions to find our honorary screensavers. Are you ready, guys?
Yeah.
Yes. Let's begin with our first finalist, Brian from West Des Moines, Iowa. Brian, you've got, it looks like Albert Einstein behind you as inspiration. Is that right?
Of course.
All right. So you got the thinking cap on. Are you ready for the questions?
Yes.
Remember, only 5 seconds for each question. Here we go. What is the technical designation for Wi-Fi?
802.11b.
802.11, you're absolutely right. What does GNU stand for?
Don't know.
Don't know. All right, that's one down. One up, one down. Number 3, what year did Microsoft introduce Windows? Guess.
Okay, 1993.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It was 1985. By the way, GNU stands for GNU's not Unix.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You like those abbreviations? Here we go. Another one. Ready?
Yep.
What does ASCII stand for? And I'll help you out. It's ASCII.
Yep, American System.
You sound like Madonna right now.
Computing or character. Oh, I can't remember.
No, American Standard Code for Information Interchange.
That's what it was.
That's 2 down. Yep. Let's see if we can get 3. You've got to have 3. You're going to have 3. I have a feeling it's going to be tough here. He's only got 1? Oh, man. All right, let's go for another one. What was the CPU in the very first IBM PC? What chip was in the very first IBM PC?
Then 8086?
Oh, no, the 8088. Very close. And you're right, IBM wanted to use the 8086, but they instead opted for the weaker 8088 because they could get more of them. All right, Brian, you got 1 out of 5 right. Hang on. Hang on. These are tough, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Let's see how Kashif does from Sugar Land, Texas, our finalist number 2. Hi, Kashif.
Hi, you.
All right. Brian only got 1. All you have to do to beat him is 2. But, of course, we got David still to go. You feel good?
Yes, a little nervous.
Don't be, see, it's easy to answer these. And it's very important. It's easy to answer these when you're just sitting at home on the message boards. But once you're on live television, man, it gets hard.
That's true.
Number 1. What is the technical name for FireWire?
I
3994.
Say the number again.
3994.
No, it's 1394. IEEE 1394. You were in the right ballpark, but off by a couple of thou. In what year was Unix written? When did Unix first get written? I'll give you a hint. Unix clocks all start on that date.
82?
1982? No, it's 1969. What is it? You got to get one now. Come on, do it for me here. What was the largest partition size that Windows 95 can normally recognize without any extra help? The biggest partition size.
50 gigs?
No, it's a little big. It's actually only 2 gigabytes. What was the original name of the Internet when it was a Defense Department project way back when? 25 years ago.
Intranet?
Before it was the Internet, it was the...
Intranet?
Intranet. No, it was ARPANET. I'm sorry, or DARPANET. Finally, what does BASIC stand for? What does the BASIC acronym stand for? This is tough. Kashif, you got to get one for me, babe.
Beginners.
Yes? Come on. Come on. You can do it.
I just...
Oh, it's hard, isn't it? You know what, Kashif? I bet would get every one of those right if he were at home alone. It's Beginner's All-Purpose Symbolic Instruction Code. Kashif, I thank you for playing, but you didn't get any right. That means you're not going to be in the bonus round anyway, okay?
Okay.
Hey, hang on, though. We have lovely consolation gifts for everybody. It looks like David's going to have the last chance to play our game. David, you've got to get more than 2 right to beat Brian. Are you feel good, David?
I feel good.
Oh, see, look at his confidence. This is the guy who looks like Yoshi. Yeah, you got the Yoshi shirt on and everything, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I get called Yoshi all the time.
You aren't Yoshi, though, are you?
No, I'm not.
I'm
We might be brothers, though.
Wait a minute, that's Yoshi. All right, here we go. Are you ready?
Ready for it.
All right, David. David, he's exuding confidence. What does BIOS stand for?
Oh, I knew you'd ask me that.
No Googling! No Googling! What? Come on, it's the... See, it's hard when you get put on the spot. Basic input-output system.
Oh,
of course, don't. No. Watch the Madonna words. What kind of memory uses a flash of light to erase itself? You use a flash of light to erase what kind of memory?
I'm going to say DRAM.
No, it's an EEPROM, an erasable, programmable, read-only memory.
Oh.
See, you knew that, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Of course you did.
I do them all the time. That's a sad thing.
Oh, he's got a problem blaster and everything.
Yes,
What
I do.
does HAL in Windows NT stand for? Another acronym. HAL in Windows NT. It's the... Uh-oh.
Yeah, brain freeze.
Brain freeze. You better get 2 now. You've only got 2 after this.
I've only got 2 left.
It's the hardware abstraction layer. Okay, take a deep breath. David, you must answer these 2 correct to make it to the second round, or Brian only had 1? All right. Well, to win, you need to get both of these. Otherwise, you're going to the face-off. Brian only got 1. I thought these were going to be easy, to be honest with you. I said, make them harder. They said, no. All right, here we go. 2 more. You know this one. What are the 2 hidden .sys files that are key to the operation of MS-DOS? They're in the root directory.
You got the command.com.
That's 1. It's not the one I'm looking for, but that's 1. Keep going. I'll give you points for that.
Okay.
You got to get the other one though. There's actually 2 more.
And then system.ini.
No, MS-DOS.sys and IO.sys.
Oh boy.
Now you're going for the tie. How much level 2 cache did the original, the very first Celeron, contain?
Level 2 cache, first Celeron. I believe that was 640.
No, it was a trick question. It contained no level 2 cache. I'm sorry. Our winner is Brian from West Des Moines, Iowa. Wow. We're going to get Brian back up so we can talk to him. That was a tough one. Brian, I guess Albert Einstein helped. You got 1 right, but that's all you needed. Congratulations, Brian. You're our honorary screensaver. Congratulations also to Kashif and David. They did a great job. But our winner is Brian from West Des Moines, Iowa. How many of those do you think you really did know and it just went out of your mind the minute you were on TV?
I knew a ton of them after.
I know, of course. You knew them all, didn't you? As soon as the pressure's off. Well, yeah. Brian, now that you've won our help tournament, you're officially our very first honorary screensaver. We're going to fly you out to San Francisco next Friday to appear on the show. We may even have you answer a tech question or two. Plus, you get a celebratory ride way up in the sky in the Sanyo blimp. So congratulations, cool. Brian. You're our big winner. And we'll see you next week on the Screensavers. Good going. Stay put, ladies and gentlemen. Start your engines. We're going to be racing some cars right here in the studio. Virtual racing. We'll show you how they do it. And coming up next, too many wires on the floor in your workspace. Sarah and Kevin help a local nonprofit with just that problem when the Screensavers returns. But first, here's Nicole with a Windows tip.
Okay, we always tell you to back up your registry before you modify it, but have we told you how to do it? First, go to XP's Backup Utility. You're going to click Advanced, and then you're going to click Backup Wizard. You've got to click Next here, and then make sure you only back up the system state data. Go ahead and follow the wizard through to the end. We've got more TSS coming right up.
Screensavers is presented by OLM.net, 1-800-2-OLM-NET.
OLM.net presents more true tales from the World Wide Web.
At OLM, our web hosting customers say it best.
Well, I just have an old 56K modem, but it doesn't slow me down any. With OLM, I get all the speed I need. I've been with OLM for over 2 years, and I have never had a question that they could not answer.
Visit OLM today or call 1-877-2-OLM-NET. Over 200,000 websites. OLM.net.
Start driving a hybrid that holds more than your ideology. The new Toyota Prius, coming fall 2003. A revelation, brilliantly disguised as a car. The new Toyota Prius, coming fall 2003.
This is an urgent notice for the IT industry. Smart Certify is offering you free IT training for a successful career as a certified computer professional. Choose from free Microsoft, Cisco, or A+ certification training. Don't be left behind. Start earning more money with IT certification today. This offer won't last long. Get your free IT training now. Call toll-free 1-877-TRAINING and mention code IT or visit www.techcourses.com today.
Coming soon. Techtv is taking you places you've never dreamed of.
Sex and technology, a marriage made on Earth.
Wired for sex.
You're breathing hard, you might be really cold.
Performance. Spy School. 3 mind-blowing new shows guaranteed to amaze, enlighten, and excite. See what's new. Coming soon to Techtv. New things turn us on.
Wow, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Hard, isn't it, though? I mean, you know, people don't realize how hard we work.
What's the EPROM?
I don't know.
Yeah.
This week, you see, this week we sent Kevin and Sarah on their very first house call together, and they still haven't come back.
Ooh.
No, they have come back, and they've left again. They're now in Vegas. The idea was to visit San Francisco's Planning for Elders and get some of the wires and cables up off the floor, give their computers a little cosmetic surgery.
A lot of unfortunate jokes when you think about it.
You know, with Kevin and Sarah, it's hard to say what could happen. Just watch.
Okay, I'm Bob Gillette. I'm interim coordinator of the Digital Bridge program at Planning for Elders. And we provide training classes for seniors and people with disabilities. We have a lab here for accessibility. As we've grown, we've had a network, and we added wires, and the wires are just sort of all over the place. And we could really use your help getting them off the floor and neatened up. Bob.
Hi, I'm Kevin.
Kevin.
We're the screensavers.
We're here to help.
Great. Okay, come on in.
It's a mess, Bob.
Quite a few cables. We're going to run some new cable for you.
All right.
And we're also going to put a rack in there and organize all your cables in a nice cable management rack. And it looks like there's nothing here, so you can go right through right here, and we'll go right through the wall.
Okay.
Go ahead and grab that on that side.
Don't, Kevin.
I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
Wow. Oh my God.
So we have 6 cables through the wall and 6 computers in that room.
Now, Cat5 cable needs to go into Cat5 jack. So, we've taken a couple inches off of this cable jacket. Untwist all these. Now, we're following the 568B specification. I'm going to color code this according to the top line, which says B.
So this is the wire stripper, a cutter, and also it'll crimp our RJ45s all in one tool. I've already pre-stripped this jacket here, and we can just pull that off and expose our wires. And just like before, we're going to take each of these individual pairs out and we're going to untwist them. Okay, now in order to fit all these wires into this little RJ45 jack, we're going to want to make sure that these are nice and straight. We're going to want to align them in the right order. And we're going to go by the 568B standard again. Now that we have these all nice and flat, we want to make sure that we need to trim it back. We want to get it closer to the casing so that we can slide it right inside this connector here. And then we'll take our crimper tool here, slide this into the crimping tool, give it one last good push to make sure those wires are in there, and then squeeze that down. And that actually makes that good connection there, and now the cable has been crimped and is ready to use.
Kevin, did you hear about the one about the Cat5 cable that...
Shut up.
So now that I'm done with my Cat5 jacks, I'm going to mount them into a 2-port box. We're going to place these boxes around the computer room, and when we're done, we're going to run patch cables from the boxes into each individual computer. 3 boxes, 6 patch cables. Kevin, ow! Cable!
Somebody wants to be tied up later.
We're going to clean up the hole we made in the wall with a little faceplate that I ran all the wires through. And put it right here. So I'm putting my Cat5 jacks into the 2-port box, which I'm then going to mount on the wall under all of my computers. Hey Kevin. Hey Kevin.
That's not funny. All right, we're going to move the rack in here, and then we're going to mount the existing 24-port HP switch right above this Linksys here.
Kevin, what are you doing?
Minimize wiring diagram research. Keep going. Looking good. So what we have here is a little cable keeper. So we're going to run all our cables through that. Sarah's mounted the 2-port box against the wall. And what I'm going to do is take this little patch cable, plug it into the RJ45 jack there, and then this will run right into the computer.
How's it going?
Good. We're all done.
Well done.
Great. That looks great. Wow.
Wow. That's the cutest wiring closet I've ever seen.
That was the naughtiest wiring segment I've ever seen.
They never came back. They're still, actually, they literally did go to Vegas. I don't know. Do you think they'll be? Oh, there it
they're
is.
leaving dropping.
They left the wiring behind. You can get a video of this house call at the show notes on thescreensavers.com in case you'd like to watch that again and again.
Don't go anywhere. I'm going to tell you about a very cool way to share wireless with everybody. It's called the Mesh Box, and still to come, sit back and get ready to race. Virtual race time in the comfort of your own home. And the Screensavers continues.
Manager, register 5.
Hey, we're out of... No, we're not. It's like I think it, and it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
.NET Connected software helps you connect your supply chain.
That's software for the agile business from Microsoft.
Local and high-speed internet will be together. Voice and data networks for companies large and small will be together. The innovations of one of the world's largest internet providers and the simplicity of one global network will be together. Together, under one name. MCI.
Coffee? No, thanks. I think I'll get my own.
Perhaps he's compelled by the sumptuous aroma, or does he desire the rich, luscious taste crafted in Europe? Maybe it's because he makes Javalia his way, delicious every time. To experience the pleasure of Javalia Cafe yourself, call 1-800-485-7949. We'll deliver 2 boxes of our fine European coffee, plus a thermal carafe coffee maker. We'll even include a stainless steel travel mug. If you enjoy Javalia, we'll send more whenever you like. 2 boxes of freshly sealed Javalia, the thermal coffee maker and mug, delivered to you for just $19.95 with no further obligation. Call 1-800-485-7949. Javalia Cafe. Always a pleasure to come home to.
Starting Tuesday, April 29th, Fresh Gear's on twice a week. It's more Sumi, more gadgets, and more fun. Tune in to Sumi as she checks out or throws out the latest gear. Starting April 29th, look for Fresh Gear on Tuesday and Thursdays at 8:30. Only on Techtv.
Welcome back to the Screensavers. I'm Patrick Norton. Don't forget to register for next week's Screensavers LAN party. As always, it's powered by NVIDIA. Next week, we'll be playing Quake 3 Akimbo, a really vicious version of Quake 3. It allows you to shoot not 1, but 2 weapons simultaneously. 2 rocket launchers, a plasma cannon, a machine gun, 2 fists, whatever, any combo you want. Go to our website, click on Join Our LAN Party to register, and for links to download the software you need to make this madness happen. We'll see you next week at the Screensavers LAN Party. Now, video game, well, Gran Turismo, NASCAR, fun to play, but imagine if you could play in the perfect sitting position. Now you can. Here to show us his virtual racing chassis, Bob Earl. Welcome to the show, Bob.
My pleasure.
No, we should point out, you're not some guy who makes these chairs. You've got a mad history of racing. I'm going to say mad 3 or 4 times during this segment. I just want to warn you now. You started racing professionally
around 1972, 73.
And what, like, run 24 out of 86 in the IMSA GT series?
Yeah, I started racing IMSA GT in 85 through 92.
12 hours at Sebring, the 24 hours at Daytona.
24 hours at Daytona twice, and I'm the only American to win the Grand Prix of Macau in 81.
That's pretty
I raced Formula cars up until that point, and then got into the Formula, the sports prototypes they're showing right now.
So how do you go from driving these things to building these chairs?
Well, my 6-year-old boy at the time, and his name is Colin. He got a PlayStation for Christmas, and he was playing with the little gamepad,
right,
and playing the F1 game. And I tried to play with him, and I couldn't beat him, and he was kicking my rear. So I said, "This can't be right. I'm a professional race driver, so I got to beat him."
And y'all are notoriously competitive.
Oh yeah, and he is too. And so I got a wheel. I didn't get a good one, so I got a better one. I got the Logitech, and then I could beat him pretty easily. But then it was on the coffee table, and my back was hurting.
Like this.
Yeah, and I had a few things that happened in my back in my racing career, so it wasn't comfortable. So I decided to try to find a seat that worked, that was comfortable, and I couldn't find one that was reasonably priced or looked good in the house, whatever.
Well, there's ones that they're made out of molded. They've got like all the discomfort of a racing car without the fit. They're built out of plywood. They weigh 400 pounds. They take up half your living room.
And you can't put them away if you want to.
Well, why don't we step over here? Now, do you use these when you're coaching? That's a lot of what you do now is coaching racing.
Well, in the last year I started doing that because there's a couple tracks that are accurate in this game. And what I did is I started trying the people on the the racetracks in the games to see how compared to what they're doing in the racetrack. And I was surprised Laguna Seca, especially in GT3, is very accurate.
Really?
And the students were making the same mistakes in the game they did in the racetrack, but it was a lot cheaper and more comfortable to do it in the house.
And a lot less gasoline,
Yeah,
too.
yeah. And it worked out pretty well. I was surprised.
So we got two of the chairs here. We got Yoshi over here. Looks like he's ready to race. Now,
He's been ready to race all day.
Yoshi's always ready to race.
Yeah.
So how do we set this thing up? Seems like there's two basic adjustments.
Yeah, there's two basic adjustments. The main one is the steering column, which just goes up and farther away as you want it to. And the pedal position itself, you just sit in the seat and just push it away to where your knees are just slightly bent, and lock it down, and you're ready to race.
Made out of steel?
It's made out of mild steel. It's all welded together, so it's solid.
And it's pretty light. I mean, we were moving these around with
It's 38 pounds.
And do the steering wheel and the pedals come with it, or
No, that's you have to have your own wheel. And the hard thing for me was making sure that this would fit almost all the wheels on the market.
Okay.
Because there's so many wheels out there. It's an incredible number.
Pretty much all the wheels that'll table mount, and pretty much anybody from about, 3 feet tall to 7 feet tall?
About 48 inches tall, because my son at that time, Colin, was about 48 inches tall. He's much taller now.
Okay.
But I wanted to make it fit him, plus Bill Huffaker, who actually builds the frames for me. He started building prototypes. He's 6'6".
That's a big camper.
Yeah, I want to make sure he got in there.
Do we have optional sizes on the seats, or is it one seat?
There is
fits
a
all?
larger seat available for an extra charge, but I don't sell very many of them, but yeah.
Okay.
The seat's pretty comfortable because I made sure you don't sit down in it too far so almost everybody can fit it in.
So where can people actually pick these up?
Just on my website, bobearlracing.com.
So when you design these, I mean, are you really going for the positioning? Because obviously, unless somebody drives like a Lotus Elan, nobody really is used to driving a car in this position.
Well, that's the thing I was noticing was missing in the games. The games are accurate and they're just fantastic what they've done in the last 20 years, whatever. But the seating position was missing, and to make sure you feel like you're in the car, to me, I said I got to feel like I'm in the race car.
Right.
And I remember what it was like, and it was
Short,
very important
cramped,
to be comfortable.
flat.
Yeah, and it was very. It's very important for your performance and endurance to be comfortable in the car. So I made sure that this thing would just fit almost everybody, which was hard to do with all the different sizes of people we are, and just make sure everybody could simulate that position reasonably, easily.
What kind of stuff are you thinking about adding on to this in the future?
I'm thinking, because of watching the people play the games when they come over and try, is maybe an instructional video or a DVD about how to play the games, because it's the same techniques we use in the racetrack. But like I said, people make the same mistakes in the games they make on the street or in the racetrack.
Really? So the games are that accurate?
Yeah, I was surprised because the last game I played was Pong. Okay? And then when my kid got this thing, I said, whoa, these games are pretty good. I was surprised how good they were, how accurate they were.
What's your favorite game these days?
I still like GT3 because I don't get to play the games that much because I'm so busy. I'm still coaching a lot.
You're actually driving real race cars.
I'm driving and mostly coaching or spotting with guys, the semi-professionals. But there's a lot of good games out there. I don't want to say one or the other, but GT3 is my favorite because I've been playing it the most. The Grand Prix Legends for PCs is good. There's a few other ones out there the guys were telling me about. And Pro Race Driver, a new one, with PS2 was very good. I just got that the other day. I played it much. Yeah. Dirt to Daytona is good. There's a lot of good games out there.
So I think Yoshi's like fired up and ready to go over here.
He's been waiting all day.
You gonna challenge him?
Yeah.
I'm gonna challenge him. See if I can keep up.
There was a pretty serious slaughter earlier this year, folks. We got links to the website up in the screensavers. We're gonna let you check this out as these guys start to race. EarlRacing.com, and we have links to the screensavers. Stay where you are. Just hitting our stride now. These two are gonna race, and we'll explain to Lou the incredible difference between Netcams and webcams. But up next, it's a bird, it's a plane, no, it's a networking mesh box. It's all coming up on the screensavers.
In my dream, I'm running. From who? I'm not sure. They're wearing masks. They're tough customers.
Customers? What do they want?
Everything. Now.
On demand.
They're very demanding.
And you can't get away?
No. What does it mean?
That you're too slow, you can't respond, and you're in denial.
No, I'm not.
See?
Your Bridgestone retailer is having a sale so big, it's called the Ultimate Bridgestone Tire Sale. The widest selection ever at the lowest prices of the season. Hurry in while the selection goes on and on. The Ultimate Bridgestone Tire Sale ends April 26th. Call 1-877-TIRE-USA for participating retailers.
Why spend all day on the internet fishing for a rental car? When you can go to Hertz.com. Just click to get our lowest rates and special offers. With Hertz.com, there's no fishing. At Hertz, we know exactly how you feel, so we have exactly what you need.
Tonight on Tech Live, kill or be killed. That's a scenario in lots of video games. But when the virtual victims include cops, have game makers gone too far? It's part road race, part cross-country party. The Gumball Rally rolls out of San Francisco on a high-speed run to the other coast. Netflix DVD rentals by mail, an idea whose time has come or one that's running out of time. That's all coming up tonight at 8 p.m.
Yeah, go ahead. Try to hide it. Yoshi lost, but they're going to do another round here.
Feral intensity.
Feral intensity?
You guys having fun?
Oh, yeah.
They're like, whatever.
Yoshi wants a rematch.
I want to say it's just somewhat close.
He's put a week's salary online.
I hope not.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Yoshi, but I got to go with the man.
You got to go with the pro, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, man.
Even in the game.
Even in the game.
Even if he hasn't played a game since Pong.
I'm telling you. I'm seeing the man driving here.
Yeah, he's good. Look at that. It's the fingertips. See, look at that. He doesn't clench the wheel. It's very light. Yoshi, you should learn. Light fingertips. See that? Look at that. Look at that. Just the thumbs. He's a thumb driver. Look at Yoshi. He's holding on for dear life. Palm. It's a palm driver. And see, there's a lot to be learned here.
It's a beautiful thing. And surprisingly...
Uh-oh, Yoshi, when you turn it that hard, that can't be good.
It's called not having the right corners.
Do not...
Hey, let's talk about meshing.
Meshing! It's Help Others Week, right? We've been trying to help people all week. How about helping your neighborhood to Wi-Fi or setting up a community wireless network for next to nothing?
Yes.
Locust World's Mesh AP promises just that. Basically, it's really simple. Some software you download, you run it on the system. Well, we got a system here. Remember we did last week, we did a smooth wall router, right?
Right.
Home router, it's a firewall, it does DHCP.
Same old system?
This is actually another one. I have a stack of these now that were being thrown away. This one, however, doesn't even have a hard drive. No hard drive inside of this. Basically, you need a PC or an embedded box and a, I can't lift this up because we taped it down. But you can see the little 802.11, it looks like a dog.
So you put an 802.11b card in there.
Right.
The CD holds the operating system. You boot from that and it runs out of RAM.
You got 64 megabytes, you're a happy camper.
Okay.
And in future editions, they hope to get it down to 32 megabytes. Basically, you create an ISO.
What is it doing? I still don't understand what it's doing.
Okay.
Is it a wireless router?
It's kind of like a wireless router, but it's a wireless router plus.
Plus. Okay.
So right now, I'm actually accessing it wirelessly from the notebook here. But you look up here, right?
Okay.
You see it says the mesh monitor is running. There's a couple things you're seeing up there. One is that you've got signal up here on the left. Normally you kind of sort of set these up and you just leave them. Two things happen. In this case, I have it connected up to the network. Now, if I had another mesh box, say at the other end of the building, it doesn't have to have an internet connection because what it'll do is wirelessly communicate with this and it'll actually relay the signal.
So the idea is you're going to create a wireless network using multiple boxes to kind of spread the grid around, and they all share the internet access. 1, 2, 3, any number could have internet access.
Exactly.
But they'll share their access with all the other boxes.
The idea is that it load balances, it repeats the IP access amongst all of them, and it creates an IP network for everyone to share locally, right? So I can move files back and forth from PCs, or I can communicate back and forth.
So it's more than just internet access.
It's more than just internet access because you're creating a local network, an IP-based network, and you're sharing whatever broadband or T1 line or whatever internet access you have, you can share it across all of these mesh boxes.
If people set it up in a community, let's say they took like Fremont, California, and they put 100 of these boxes around, could they turn off the file sharing? I mean, you may not want that for security reasons.
You're definitely going to have to play around. What you're going to have to do is there's some different kind of settings you can control, unless you control who logs in and how you set it up. And matter of fact,
it might be nice to have a community file server too, though.
That's what a lot of people have been playing with. There's a lot of the community wireless, Seattle Wireless, NoCat.org. Well, what they're saying is you can establish a wireless network really cheap for to allow the community to share things. It could be homework. It could be access, as we were talking to Tim Posar earlier this week, to help out a beleaguered fire department or an ambulance service.
Right.
Or it could simply be, so, hey, you know what? Everybody in the town of insert your town's name here is going to share web access, and they're going to do it on the cheap.
So right now it has to be a standalone box running this special version of Linux and this special software.
Right.
Down the road, could we have small clients that would run on any Wi-Fi enabled computer?
Well, the folks at Locust, John Anderson is the name I want to say. LocustWorld.org is the people that are really putting this together. They're the ones. Do I see it? It's the idea that you could have this incredibly diverse network across every system on the planet. It's a wild concept. It's going to take some processor power, but it's possible.
It's a very interesting idea. Mesh is the hot topic right now in wireless. The idea of it's more than just a WAP, because this not only it becomes a server, it also becomes a client. And the next client could be a server as well, so they can pass the access all the way down the road.
So you can share it. You can pool 3 or 4 connections. You can pool one connection across the whole area.
And this is a running mesh box. In fact, I was able to get on it over there on my standard Wi-Fi notebook. You've got it here. You've been using it during the show. Sharing our internet access.
Yeah. Wild stuff.
It's what's neat is people have been borrowing other people's internet access, myself included, illicitly. Now this makes it a legitimate way to take your access and share.
Well, you do have to remember to make sure you're getting your servers from an IP that approves of you sharing your service. There are IPs out, the ISP out to IP, or ISPs that do that. I'm sorry, locustworld.com. I said .org.
.com for Locust World.
It's Wyana.org is what they use for the number.
That's kind of neat. The Wireless Internet Names and Numbers Authority.
Well, they had to come up with an IP addressing system for these, so they can step on
So it's separate from the standard Internet IP addressing.
Yes.
It's their own internal IP.
Or as one person said, it's very cheeky of them to set this up, but you know what? It works. It's simple, and I've had some pretty good luck setting these up with commonly available 802.11 cards today.
It's the mesh network. It's the hottest thing out there. Yeah. And you have an article about this, and people can get links.
I'm trying to finish an article. I was playing around with this in the wee small hours last night.
You got it working, and that's all we care about.
It's fun. It's really fun to see.
Fascinating stuff.
Yeah, check it out. Do it on the system. You can put it on any system. It's not going to erase your hard drive if you get the Mesh AP and not the Mesh box. You can get the link for that up at locustworld.com.
All right. Stay tuned, folks. After the break, we're going to tell you the secrets of Netcams versus webcams. What is the difference? But first, let's take a commercial break. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, the technology offensive has begun. Observe. Laser-guided adaptive cruise control, a rear-view camera, suspension that lowers at speed, headlights that turn to illuminate your path on curves.
Enough. So, what do we do now?
Introducing the entirely new Lexus RX 330. Putting the world on limits again.
What do we do now?
View, we have a bachelorette party that wants to find a great hotel in Florida, and money's tight. Destination Orbitz.
Well, sir, our new hotel matrix is loaded with options. I just negotiated another Orbit Saver for a hotel in Miami. In fact, Hunt and Star are there right now.
This Orbit Saver hotel's amazing. Close to the beach, and the view's magnificent.
It certainly is.
Hi, Candy. The bachelorettes will be pleased. Another mission accomplished, Neil.
The Transporter on DVD. Now with 15 minutes of unrated extended fight scenes. The Transporter. Buy it today.
When your first name is Armor, you know there's some serious protection going on. Armor All Protectant. It doesn't just clean and shine, it protects.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, FedEx guy.
Let's get to work.
So it can store up to 1,000 addresses. It lets you print labels and find a drop box. It can email you when the package has been delivered and more. FedEx.com is just like having your own FedEx guy.
Hey.
Yeah?
Kind of freaked me out, man.
Are you ready?
ready to go mobile for less? You'll go far with $200 off our Gateway 400 SP Plus notebook, featuring a fast Intel 2 GHz processor, CDRW DVD combo drive, and even a 6-in-1 memory card reader. Now only $9.99, and shipping's always included. Are you ready? Call, click, and come in today for Ready Tech Go savings. Only from Gateway, featuring a mobile Intel Celeron processor.
Lou joins us on the phone from Gardnerville, Nevada.
Hello, whoa.
Hi, Fathead Leo.
Hi, how are you?
It's fine, thanks.
What can we do for you, sir?
I'm curious, what's the difference between a webcam and a netcam?
Yeah, because you see webcam, and then we call them netcams. You know why?
Yes, actually I do, but tell the folks at home.
In the early
this is
days,
all your fault.
It is my fault. In the early days of, it was ZD-TV back then. Right. They said, well, we're going to do we want to do some TV shows that people call in, and this was kind of nascent technology. I said it would be great if when they called in, we could see them. We could use those, cameras on the computers. And most people call them webcams at the time. Sure. And I pointed out, well, it doesn't use the World Wide Web. It uses the internet, not the World Wide Web. So let's be accurate and call them netcams. So we have the Techtv Netcam network. Mm-hmm. But really, it's the same kind of camera. Yeah. I would say, in my mind, the distinction is a webcam is used to put a picture up on a web page, and the netcam is used for internet telephone calls.
It's subtle, Lou. It's semantic.
And it's made up. And frankly, everybody calls them webcams except us.
Because all the people who sold them put webcam on the box, no matter what we called them.
So there's no difference. Does that answer? Does that kind of explain it? It's really Techtv kind of going its own way, and I take the blame for it. But I wanted to be accurate. I thought we should be,
back in the early days, we tried really hard to differentiate between the use of the word hacker and cracker, and quite frankly,
we've given up now
because nobody was willing to follow along.
We're trying to set the tempo. Hey, thank you for the call, Lou. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye now. Take care.
Yeah, stay where you are, folks. We're going to find out what's on your mind as we check our inbox. But first, another Windows tip now. We're going to hear from Nicole.
All right, so we've told you how to back up your registry, but how do you restore it? You're going to double-click the registry backup file you created. And you're going to wait for the, for the wizard to load. You're going to go into advanced mode. You're going to click the Restore Wizard. Click Next again, and you'll have to find the file you want to restore and put a check mark in. It's that easy. We've got more TSS on the way.
OLM.net presents more true tales from the World Wide Web.
At OLM, our web hosting customers say it best.
We started with another hosting company, and they couldn't care less about us.
We're a small business, and OLM treats us like family.
OLM was probably the best business decision we made for snickerdoodle.com.
Become part of our family. Visit OLM today or call 1-877-2OLM-NET. Over 200,000 websites. OLM.net.
Cross-terrain SUV tires specifically for SUVs to help provide responsive handling and a smooth ride. You'd be surprised just how smooth. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
What keeps you from getting the exercise you need? Is it lack of time? Are you afraid of doing something wrong?
Chances are you've seen us talking about the Total Gym before, wondering, is it really as good as they say? The fact is, it's even better than we say.
So what kind of body do you want? Maybe just want to trim and tone your body.
Or if you want the strength and conditioning of a world-class athlete or a bodybuilder, the Total Gym can help you get there faster than you've ever imagined. So why not give it a try? Believe me, once you try it, you'll be hooked on it. I know, I've used mine for over 20 years.
Total Gym for as little as $29.95 a month charged on your credit card. And Total Gym won't charge you a penny of interest. Our best offer ever.
To order Total Gym, call 1-800-667-2293. That's 1-800-667-2293.
Now, the show that takes you flying through the air, diving deep into the sea, and racing at top speeds is moving. Starting April 29th. The Techtv is on at a new time, Tuesdays at 9. Don't miss a full hour of the Techtv, starting April 29th, only on Techtv.
Sorry, the Screensavers is closed for the weekend, but they do turn in for Monday's program, because Wind Power is the energy of the future. We'll be telling you all about it, and we'll check out some super high-end gaming systems, plus we'll scour the weekend tech ads for some tech bargains in the real deal. Wow, that $100 bill we gave each and every one of our audience members really helped get their enthusiasm up. Yeah.
That's natural enthusiasm.
Yes, well, it's $100 Bahraini dollars. It's worth about 8 cents. No, actually, Zimbabwe dollars. That's what we're handing out. This
is very complicated.
This is a sample of these Zimbabwe dollars we're giving everybody. They're lovely.
This is a classic complaint.
Yes.
Not about the money, but John says, I tried to download the accelerator, DAP 5.3.
Oh, yes, that's what I use. Yeah,
CNET says it can't find the file. When I went to the main site to try to download it, it won't work. What gives?
Go to downloadaccelerator.com.
That's what he did.
And he can't download it.
No.
Maybe they don't make it anymore. I don't know.
No, they still made it, because I downloaded it a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Sometimes servers go down, and
guess
later on they come back up.
I use it, although I've noticed sometimes that you have to turn it off when you're maybe you have to turn it off when you're downloading it from their site. No, that wouldn't make any sense at all.
Unless you were re-downloading it or downloading an update.
Now, Keith in Tupelo, Mississippi knows that I listen to my books on tape on my iPod from audible.com, and he says it works on the Mac, but you can't use it with the Apple iPod for Windows. Audible says it won't work. And he says, do you know of a hack that will allow this? I didn't realize that. I mean, it's wonderful to have 5 gigabytes worth of books on tape. I mean, it's literally like a week worth of books. Sure. It just goes on and on and on. And I have tons of books on there. It's not up to Audible. I've actually asked them about this. It's up to Apple to support it. Audible says, my God, we would love to put it on every platform out there, but the manufacturer of the platform has to work with us. And apparently Apple is willing to support it on the Macintosh, hasn't yet caught up with the Windows version of the iPod. I bet they will. Send a note to Apple saying, I would really like to listen to Audible books on my Windows iPod, because it really is the best way to listen to books on tape.
We got to go in here. Diana writes in from Kansas City, Missouri. What is a good non-wireless router? I live in a big apartment complex, and some of the neighbors have wireless routers, but they were getting interference from other neighbors' wireless devices. I'm sorry, it's not from Diana. It's from David.
So David wants a wireless or non-wireless?
He wants a non-wireless router. He
doesn't have any interference.
He wants a regular wired router. Here's the thing. Part of the issue, David, is that if you fire up that router out of the box and leave all the stock settings exactly how they are, you are going to have interference. Because you know what? Every router of every brand,
they're all default.
They're all default settings. Yeah. So if you have problems with overlapping, you should try changing channels. You should try adjusting things. You should try moving the stations. There's lots of stuff you can do to actually change how they're accessed and who can access them. That said, almost any hardwired router is pretty good. They all sell for under 100. Linksys, SMC, D-Link.
Netgear. SMC has nice firewall software built in. So if you had to pick one, I'd say SMC. I keep getting these window-esque pop-ups, says Code Red Only, that are pretty much spam. We just got some on our system offering free Siggies or something like that. What are they? They're driving me crazy. They're actually, we've talked about this before, might as well say it again. It's the Windows Messenger service in Windows NT XP 2000. Go to your services and disable the Messenger service.
They can also be, there's a new stream of particularly ugly pop-up ads that look like
maybe that's it.
So the other thing is get a pop-up killer. It'll change your life.
Yes.
That's it for this edition of the Screensavers. I'm Patrick.
And I'm Leo Laporte. Thank you so much for being with us. We'd like to thank our guests too, Bob Earl, our Netcam finalist, Kashif, David, and congratulations to Brian, our winner. Also, thanks to San Francisco's Planning for Elders Center for letting us end there. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.